All right, so really this video is for any real estate agent who has a real struggle with procrastination because they want everything to be perfect before they do anything. And so first off, I'm on this vacation with my family that I have needed for a long time. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee, my iced coffee with you guys this morning. And I'm going to share this amazing morning with you. Check this out. So the sun's rising up there. You guys can see that, I hope. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a little bit windy, but that's okay. I hope that it's worth it. Okay, so back to the topic. So here's the deal. If you are the type of agent who has a mindset of like, okay, well, I just need to prepare. Like if the more I prep, the more I prepare, the better action I will take. Well, here's the thing. It's counterintuitive. It might sound counterintuitive, but it's absolutely the truth. Imperfect action beats perfection every single time. Here's why. And I'll tell you guys and I'll walk you through this in just a second. Good morning. You want to be on the vlog on YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
Say hi.
Hi.
All right, so something I talk to my students about all the time is the learning is in the doing, because this is going to make a lot of sense to you. Let's just pretend for a second there's two paths, okay? There's Bob and Sue, let's call them, two real estate agents. Bob is like the analytical type, and Bob is going to prepare for the next, call it 2-3 months. He's going to work on his scripts. He's going to research all of the leads before he ever calls one. He's going to work on his presentation. He's going to make sure his business cards are perfect. He's going to make sure his website is perfect. He's going to make sure everything is perfect before he ever picks up the phone and starts calling a lead. Sue, on the other hand, on day one, she doesn't know her head from a hole in the ground, but she doesn't care. She's like, listen, I understand that perfection is simply procrastination in disguise. You guys might want to write that one down. And so I'm just going to pick up the phone and call, because what Sue knows that Bob doesn't, or better put, what Sue is willing to accept that Bob isn't, is that no amount of preparation is going to get you out of sucking in the beginning. Like, you can't skip over the process of learning that every human being is going to go through when they start anything new, which is you're just not going to be good at it in the beginning. And this thought, and that thought right there, that's not earth-shattering information. You would look at that and say, well, yeah, that makes sense. But the problem is, for some reason, when we get into real estate, we lose a lot of common sense. And so why would this be any different? Why would real estate be any different whatsoever? Like, there's no amount of preparation that you're going to go through that puts you in a position where you pick up that phone when you're scared shitless and you're going to be a rock star. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. There is no amount of preparation where you have like the sexiest listing presentation and you go to a listing appointment and you absolutely nail it. Why? Because it's not what you say, it's not what you do, it's how we make people feel. And if you don't have the confidence because you've never done it before, it is virtually impossible for you to elicit an emotion from a prospect to get them to do business with you anyways. So regardless of the amount of preparation that you go through, it's very likely that your first phone call is going to suck shit. That your first listing appointment is going to be absolutely awful, whether you prep or not. The learning's in the doing. So Sue, going back to my story, Sue, for that 2 or 3 months while Bob was prepping, she was talking to real prospects over the phone. She was going on actual appointments. She was building a pipeline. And over that first 2 to 3 months, now she started to build a little confidence, because Bob, although he thought he was building confidence by preparing, he still hadn't made his first phone call yet. And when he was going to make his first phone call, he started, of course, researching every lead like crazy before he'd even call that lead. And so the same 3 months went by. But Sue, because she learned a lot more through actually doing what it was that Bob was preparing to one day do, she was so much further ahead. And so I want you guys to kind of think through that. Sorry if it's windy, I apologize. It wasn't windy and then it just picked back up. But this is something that I deal with so much with real estate agents. I mean, it's amazing how much I see this. I'm telling you guys, I know it feels as though, well, before I do anything, let me just prepare. Let me just research. Let me work on this, that, or the other thing. Let me get everything to a point where I feel confident and comfortable. And then I can go ahead and start prospecting and meeting with clients. It doesn't work that way in the real world. You're going to be a lot better off if you take imperfect action and allow yourself to grow over time, because I promise you, yes, the learning is in the doing, but the way to build more confidence is to actually do, not to prepare to do. Because again, I think that procrastination, again, we talked about it before, is the thing that is just getting into so many of our ways where we can't get ourselves into action because we want everything to be perfect. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. Imperfect action beats perfection every single time. And perfection is simply procrastination in disguise. So if it was windy, I apologize, but I'm going to be doing these rants with you guys this week on the beach, on this vacation. So hopefully you get some value, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.